The month that the goods were supposed to come rolls around, and I'm like messaging, being like, hey, like, can I have like the tracking details to see like where this package is and stuff? Like, did you guys ship it? This and that. No response.
My God.
Ghosted. So like no response for like 4 months. Didn't see any of the products. Like every month would go by and I'd just be sitting there like,
Oh my God. Julia, welcome to Not a D.L.E.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited to have you. So today we have Julia Vuong, who is the founder of the Lash brand Emboss Beauty. She is also a professional makeup artist with over 7 years of experience and has worked with celebrities such as Maitreyi, Ramakrishnan, and Lilly Depp. Having sold out of her most popular lash styles over 20 times, she is now focused on continuing to grow her lash brand, Emboss Beauty, which is designed to make wearing lashes convenient, comfortable, and affordable. I'm actually wearing your lashes today.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Thank you. Clusters?
Yes.
Yeah,
the
I
CLO
can.
one.
I'm like,
You're like, are those
I'm like,
mine?
which ones? Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're like super comfortable.
They look so good on. Thank you.
I love
Thank you
them.
for wearing
They're
them.
definitely like the most comfortable lashes I
Okay,
own,
that makes
so.
me happy because that was like a really important thing when I was making them, especially if like we're applying them from under, just like whatever way you apply them. I just wanted them to be like super comfortable. So
Yeah.
that makes me happy.
I also feel like with like Asian eyes, like whenever I buy lashes, they're always so heavy. It makes me look like
Yeah.
I'm falling asleep. So like with your lash clusters, I've noticed that, you know, my eyes actually, I actually look awake. And yeah, no, they're super comfortable. So
Yeah, I would say like most of our clientele is Asian, and I feel like, I don't know if that's because like I'm Asian, but it just like, yeah, I feel like we definitely don't have like the gene of like the super long lashes. And even if like I've seen someone with full lashes, they just grow straight down.
that's
So
fine.
I feel like this is it's a little like cure to help out
Yeah.
our lash struggle.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've done a lot of great things, and I want to kind of, okay, let's start with your childhood. Let's talk about like your upbringing and what kind of made you into who you are today.
We can get right into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Deep.
Yeah.
I would say honestly, I had like a pretty wholesome childhood. Like I didn't grow up with a lot, but I feel like my parents, they worked really, really hard, and they just like made sure we had everything we needed. Like growing up, I have a big family, so I feel like I would always like to do fun things with my cousins, all of my friends. We lived in the same neighborhood. Like my parents were very open to like making sure I had fun, but at the same time, like I had a job since I was 14, so I was pretty much like working since then and starting to like pay for my own stuff since then. So I feel like seeing like how hard they work kind of ingrained that in me. And yeah, but I don't know, I only have like positive things to say about my upbringing, but they definitely work really hard, and I was like working since a young age, so I feel like I'm just like used to that.
Yeah, that's so wholesome.
Yeah.
So is your family from Toronto or where?
They immigrated here.
Okay.
From Vietnam. So yeah, they're not from here, and yeah, they both just like, both my parents work really hard. Like at one point, my mom was working 2 jobs. My dad like works very long hours, and yeah.
Did you ever feel like there was some sort of like or generational gap, like between the cultures?
Yeah, and just in like terms of like the way that technology has like blew up, I feel like even just like with what I do now, they don't really like, they still don't really get it. Like they're like on board, and they're very supportive, but they're still just like, they don't understand like TikTok. They don't understand like I'm like filming videos and then somehow it's like translating into sales. Like my dad will still randomly be like, how are you selling your stuff if you like don't have a store? Like how are you, you know? So there is that like gap, and I think like I'll have that with like my kids in the future and everything too. It'll always kind of like be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're good.
So were you born and raised in Toronto? Okay. Yeah.
Born and raised here. I grew up in Scarborough.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, what were you doing at 14? Like, what was your job?
My very first job was working at the zoo, the Toronto Zoo. I worked there for like a few months. I was like the greeter.
Nice.
So I was like, hi, welcome to the zoo. Like, welcome in. And then after that, I got a job at Aritzia.
Okay.
And then after that, I got a job at Little Burgundy. So I was always working like at the same mall. Do you know like Scarborough Town Center?
Oh, yeah.
I like all my jobs were like, I
Oh
worked at
my
like,
God.
I would just like bounced around from like each store.
Yeah, I remember like the big hot air balloons. Yeah, that they got rid of. But apparently they're bringing
them back. Honestly, like I walked through, like I live downtown now, but my parents still live in Scarborough. And like when I run errands, I'll like go there. It's like quiet. They always like have everything. And I walked through and it's so different now. Like it's very modern now.
Yeah.
Compared to like the balloons and everything from before.
I know. I'm glad they're bringing it back because I feel like.
Yeah, it was so cute.
Yeah, that's like
and
the
it was
thing.
like, it was actually like something to look at. Like I feel like there's like, they don't actually have anything, but I feel like malls have like fountains or something, but like the balloons were very unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So growing up, would you say like, because I guess you did a lot of like the Aritzia, Little Burgundy. I feel like you have really great style.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Is that like, would you say that you got that from your parents or like you kind of just found your style your own?
My mom honestly has really good style. Like a lot of the stuff that I wear, like my jeans right now, they were my mom's.
Really? Oh, so like vintage.
Yeah.
Nice.
And like a lot of her jackets, like she kept a lot of her stuff, and I'm like glad that she did, because I feel like even with like leather jackets coming back in, like I have all of her jackets.
Yeah.
So she has really good style, but I think growing up I was always into like fashion and beauty. So a little bit from her, and then I just think from like my interests and like watching different shows or like different things. Yeah. Yeah.
So when did you get into becoming like a makeup artist?
So growing up, I painted a lot.
Okay.
So like when I was in elementary school, like almost like every day I'd go home and I'd just paint.
Just
like,
for
I'd be
fun?
like, yeah, just for fun. My best friend would also like just come over and we'd just like sit like hunched over on the ground and just like paint for hours.
That's so cute.
So I think like as I grew up, the like painting kind of turned into like doing makeup. So I would like in high school, I would do everyone's makeup for like semi-formals, and like I would just like ask people to like come over. Like my friends, if we were like going to a party, if there was like a dance or something, I'd be like, come over.
Wow.
And like I'll get everyone ready.
Oh my God. Wow.
So,
I wish we went to the same high school.
they weren't always good. Like looking back, there was like a few stories and times where it's like, because we would all just like share, like pour out all our stuff, and it's like all drugstore makeup, just like whatever we had, and like share everything. And yeah, there's like been a few times where like people just like broke out, or they looked really crazy or this and that, but I think like they were just supportive of like me trying.
Oh, that's
it
really
out.
good friends.
Yeah. I'm still like close friends with like a lot of like my best friend is my best friend from high school, and we still have like stories about like when I would do her makeup, and like the next day she'd wake up and like have like so many breakouts because she was like allergic to something I used, but we didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. So when you got into it like professionally, did you go to school for it, or you just kind of?
Yeah. So I actually went to U of T for a year and I dropped out. And then I didn't like know, I knew I wanted to do something in the beauty world. I just didn't know exactly like how to get into it. So while I was at school at U of T, I got a job at Sephora. So I was just working like as a cashier at Sephora. So I was around a bunch of other makeup artists, and I was like, okay, I really like want to do this. And yeah, I dropped out, and then I went to makeup school just for a year just to kind of like get the experience for it. And yeah, from then I just kind of like started working. I started like assisting other makeup artists, and I was also working like in Sephora. I was working for different brands too. Yeah.
Can I ask like what you went to U of T for?
Criminology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So,
Very different.
Yeah. Were you excited to do that, or?
No, I wasn't. Like I knew already that like I wasn't gonna last. Like I remember saying to like my guidance counselor in high school, I was like, I wish I could just like go to school for like something related to beauty. Like I wish I would always say like I wish there was like a U of T program that was like for makeup.
Right.
Because I feel like growing up in like a traditional Asian household, like my parents really wanted me to go to like the best university so they could say like, oh, my daughter's going here, you know. So I went to U of T because I feel like I just like wanted to give it a try, and I just genuinely just like didn't want to disappoint them at the time. Like I was like, if I don't go, they will be so upset.
So how was it when you like
dropped out?
Yeah, when you dropped out.
So my dad is like just a very nice, supportive man. So he was like always on board for like if I wanted to try something new. He was like, maybe, you know what, go to Ryerson or go to another school or like work for a year or something, just like see what you wanted to do. My mom was like pretty upset for a bit, but she got over it. But I get it. I feel like they want like stability. My cousins also too all went to like really good schools. They're like pharmacists and lawyers and stuff. So I
they're
feel
all
like
D.L.Es.
yes, it's just not a bad thing. It's
it's
really hard to get to that point.
No, of course,
Yeah.
of course.
And yeah, they all like studied at the best schools. They're very like well-educated people and like they have great stable jobs. And I feel like they're all older than me. So I feel like when it came to me, my parents were like, look at like, you know, their lives and how good it's
so
going.
there was like a bit of like comparison.
That direction, you know? But I've always been a very like creative person. I don't think that like there was like a university program that was like for me.
Right.
Yeah. Even if I finished, I think if I finished the 4 years, I would have just ended up doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good thing that like, you know, you kind of put your foot down. You're like,
Yeah.
no, this is not for me.
It was tough, but like my dad makes jokes about it now too. He's like, I feel like you just shouldn't have gone. Like it was just such a waste of time. It was a waste of money, but
I feel like you learn, right?
Yeah.
Because then you're like, okay, I tried it and I didn't like it.
you never know. Do you know what I mean? Like I also like that school is such a beautiful place. Like that the U of T, like St. George campus is really, really like pretty, kind of looks like Hogwarts.
Yeah.
And I definitely like learned a lot about what I wanted to do. If I didn't like go, I wouldn't have known like for sure.
Exactly.
Also too, like I got a job at the Sephora that was really nearby the school. So maybe all those things wouldn't have like lined up the way it went if I didn't go.
Yeah. No, I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I agree.
So, okay. So after you left U of T, you started just working under other makeup artists?
Yeah. So I
And-
started working under other makeup artists. I would just like, I was working at a makeup store, like a brand, and I would like, a bunch of people would come in, makeup artists would come in to like buy things for their kits and different things. And in specific, she's one of my best friends now, but her name's Nate. She came in to the store and she was shopping for makeup and this and that. And she was a makeup artist. And I was like, like I really wanted to get to know her and like assist her. Funny enough, she actually ended up finding me on Instagram
Oh, really?
and like liked all my posts. And it was funny because I was really like, I was like manifesting, being like, I hope maybe she comes back in so I can like, you know, get her Instagram or something. But yeah, then I just ended up DMing her and I just said like, if you ever need any extra hands, like I'll like come work for free. Like I'll just come like and
Just to
assist
learn.
you. Just to
Yeah.
learn, yeah. We ended up being like really, really like good friends really quickly. And yeah, I just like worked under her and then eventually I worked under other artists and then I started getting booked for my own stuff.
And how long do you like did that take before you
I
started?
feel like the process of assisting was probably like a year. I would say it took like a year or two to like get like consistent gigs. Yeah.
And like before you got the consistent gigs, did you feel, were there any parts of you that were like, what am I doing?
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. Like I just like knew I was gonna figure it out. I don't know.
Just got
I
that
just,
like
have-
self-belief.
Yeah, it's self-belief. Maybe it's just like being a little delusional, but
No, I feel like every artist,
A little
you
delulu.
you kind of have to be, right?
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be fine. And I just had a lot of fun doing it. So I was like, if it doesn't, you know, happen now, I can just like keep assisting for a little bit longer, or yeah, I was just like, it's gonna all work out.
Yeah.
And I just really, really like loved makeup. Like I would be at home, like doing my own makeup for hours.
Wow.
Like I would sit there and I wasn't like making YouTube videos or anything.
Yeah.
I was just like sitting there doing my makeup and I'd like take a picture and then wash it off.
That's
like I wasn't
amazing.
even like making content.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
like,
yeah.
doing
Like, you
anything.
genuinely love
yeah,
it.
I would just sit in my room for hours and just like do makeup.
Were they like different looks? Or
Yeah, like I do different looks. I would like challenge myself to do like even like Halloween looks, so, like gory things, or I'd do like glam or like just like crazy colorful makeup. At the time, it was like very like colorful and like bold makeup was in. like the bold brows, the big lashes and stuff like that, like lipstick and everything. So it was fun. Like I feel like I like really like played around. I was like a different person every day.
Yeah. And did you just do that on your own, or were you like following tutorials?
I would like watch. It was during the era of when like YouTube beauty gurus, like the tutorials were so big.
Mm-hmm.
Like watching a bunch of, you know, the popular creators on YouTube. I would follow along, but then I would kind of just like I would like put on a video, but then like be inspired to just like do makeup.
Right.
So I wasn't really like going with whatever they were doing. It was just like there. So it was like someone was like doing it with me.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I wasn't like alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that that was kind of like your dream job then? Like becoming a makeup artist?
Yeah, I would say like at the time, definitely being a makeup artist was my dream job. But I really like always wanted to like have my own products. I always wanted to have my own brand. I just didn't know what it was going to be. Like I didn't know if it was going to be lashes, makeup, skincare. Like I didn't know.
So like from like the get-go, you're like, I'm going to have my own.
I always like knew that I wanted to do makeup for a certain amount of time and then branch off and have my own brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the reason was because doing makeup is like hard on your body. Like,
Hard
'cause
on your
you're-
body?
Yeah, you're like hunched over, you're standing for a long period of time.
Okay.
Every makeup artist, like every single one has like neck and shoulder problems.
Really?
Like I do.
Wow.
Everyone has that. And I feel like I was just like looking at that and even just like
You're like,
I was like, I can't like be feeling this pain forever.
you're like, I need my own brand.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to sit down. So,
Yeah.
but I love doing makeup, but I always knew like I wanted to branch off and do something else too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. So Emboss Beauty,
Yeah.
you started this. Can you give us like a whole gist of what you do? And
Yeah. So we are a beauty brand, but right now we're focused on lashes
Mhm.
and we provide luxury quality lashes at an affordable price. So all of our products like are really, really good quality and you can find like cluster lashes, strip lashes, glues, tweezers, everything you need to do your lashes,
Mhm.
but at an affordable price because I just feel like at the time of when I started, there was a lot of lash brands that were pricing things pretty high. Like a cost of a strip lash was like $30 to $40.
Yeah,
Some of them
I've
50.
been one of those.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is crazy.
And like it's obviously like I would say the price does reflect the quality of what you're getting, but it just like sucks because lashes, if you're a makeup artist, it's one time. Like you have to have brand new lashes for every client.
Mhm.
And if you're just like someone who just wears lashes a lot, it's really easy to like lose a lash.
Yeah.
So it's like when you lose one side, then you have to go and like buy a whole other pair.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like, it ends up being pretty costly. And I was just like, why can't I find the alternative of that was just like drugstore affordable lashes where you could only use them once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why can't I find something that's like an in-between where it's like the quality is really good, but I don't have to like think about the cost when I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you like from this idea to
So the idea came about not even because of that, but then also I just like was having a hard time finding styles that I liked. So even when I was like working with clients or just doing my own makeup, like I would always customize lashes. So I'd like put a half lash and then some individual lashes or like cut up lashes and like put them together. And then eventually people were asking me like, what lashes do you use on me? Or what lashes are you using? And I couldn't really like give an answer because everything was always like custom. Like I
Right.
was like, cutting things up, putting them together. So I couldn't like sell them for lashes and also like just having to put it all together. So I started sampling in 2018 and then COVID happened in 2019. And then as a makeup artist, I obviously wasn't working. So I just like decided to like buckle down and like make the packaging, do the website, and actually like start the business
Yeah.
during COVID.
So you did you do it all on your own or did
Yeah.
you Yeah?
Yeah. Everything. I paid for everything by myself. Right now we have a team. We only have a team of 3. So I still do everything. Like I still do a lot of stuff by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, just me.
Wow. So I guess you just kind of learned along the way or
The sampling process, I feel like I got down pretty early on. Like I would just communicate with different manufacturers back and forth until I found someone that could like make things the way that I wanted to. I got very lucky because my boyfriend actually he's an entrepreneur and he's into e-commerce too. So he really helped help me like set up the back end of things.
Right.
So like websites, shipping, the process of like putting everything like on to sell. But in terms of like the branding and actually making the product, it was just me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long did it take before you like saw some sort of success?
We launched in November of 2020, I believe. So the process of like sampling and everything was like 2 years. So 2018, 2019, that was kind of what I was working on. And I would say after the first year went really well. Like we were profitable after the first 2 weeks.
Wow.
A lot of it was honestly like friends and family and just like other makeup artists or people that bought. But I started doing TikTok like when TikTok was still new.
Yeah.
And I feel like that helped a lot. So after the first like 8 months, we came out with our clusters. And I think when our clusters came out, things really like took off from there.
Yeah.
Like I would say we were doing well, but I don't think we were like getting known for our strip lashes. We're definitely known for our clusters. And that was definitely the reason why like we blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for TikTok, did you kind of have a strategy going?
No.
It just worked.
I was just like, okay, if I post like 3 times a day, if I just like keep posting, it's gonna like something's gonna come.
Yeah.
And so obviously during the pandemic in Toronto, we had like the longest lockdown ever. So I just like would just sit there. And now when I would do makeup looks, I would just record them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just kill 2 birds with one stone.
Yeah. Now if I wanted to sit and do makeup because I was bored, I could just record them.
Yeah.
And actually like edit the videos and post them. Eventually, like we started to get videos that would get like millions of views. And it was at the time when like the TikTok algorithm was like very good. Like everything would kind of like go viral, or it was like much easier to go viral compared to now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Do you think it's because TikTok's so saturated now, or?
I think they definitely like changed some things. It definitely is very saturated, but I noticed like it is much harder to have a video go viral now. And you also don't know what's gonna go viral. I feel like before, like there would be random like 10-second videos that would go viral that I didn't think would, but then if I like worked hard on a video and it was like edited really well, it had a voiceover, I like kind of knew like, okay, this one's gonna do well.
Yeah.
I don't really know what's gonna do well now, so
Yeah.
I kind of just like same thing, I just keep posting. But at the time, I think I got lucky with like the timing of when I started posting on TikTok. And then it was really convenient with like everyone not being able to like go to the salon, get lash extensions. And then I think just like people being at home and like wanting to like online shop.
Yeah. I mean, I think I found you guys from TikTok as well.
Yeah.
Or Instagram, one of those.
One of
with
the two.
The reels.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, well, first of all, I saw the one where you have to like the lash bond and it stays on for like a week. And I'm like, because lash extensions are just so expensive, right? So I'm like, I don't want to pay like $100 or actually even more.
Yeah.
So it's like,
it's more. I feel like it's more now.
Yeah, it's more now. And then also, I don't know, I was losing lashes from it. And so I was like, maybe this is like a great solution. And it has been.
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah, no, I am actually allergic to lash extensions.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, no, the glue is like quite strong, obviously, because it keeps it on for so long.
Yeah.
I have like very sensitive skin, sensitive eyes. So I feel like I just ended up, I kind of like knew I was going to be allergic to it, but I just like loved
You
it.
wanna
I was like, it just looks good.
Yeah.
I just wake up in the morning and like my eyes are like, you know. So I couldn't actually get them anymore, like even if I wanted to.
Right.
So I would just like use like lash glue and just kind of like every day apply lashes.
Oh my God, that's so much work.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, there needs to be like something.
Yeah.
But I've tried other DIY methods before, like other brands, and it just like didn't feel very comfortable. And I was like, there has to be a way to like do it where it actually feels comfortable and it actually looks like lash extensions or like natural lashes.
Yeah. So can we kind of dive more into that? Like, so how did you kind of set yourself apart? Like, I know we have very natural lashes, but like, or not very natural lashes, but a very natural, I guess that is what it is, like very natural lashes. Like, what were you trying to do with your lashes? Like, you wanted a thin lash band? Because that's what I've noticed. Like, the lash band's
They're
very
very
thin.
thin, yeah. I think my main thing was comfort for sure. I just like don't, on top of like being sensitive, I feel like then you know if something's like bugging your eyes or bugging something. So I feel like I took a lot of time to like test everything on myself. And then also like on my close friends, even on my mom. Like I just wanted like every type of like feedback I could get.
Yeah.
And comfort would be like the number one, and then the number two would be the quality and the price. So I feel like as we started to sell and like get reviews and like word of mouth, or people started to comment and actually leave actual reviews on our website saying like how comfortable they were, I think people really liked that, and they hopped on to the fact that like it was a good price. Everyone's saying it's really comfortable. It actually is really comfortable. And then you could also reuse them multiple times.
Yeah.
Because I find like the thin lash band lashes that people often use, you can kind of only use them once or twice. Like drugstore lashes, like they're very comfortable when they're on eye.
Yeah.
But once you kind of like take it off, it's kind of like that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I really wanted to make sure I had like the quality along with the comfort.
So what would you say are some of the biggest successes from you starting Emboss Beauty so far?
I would say we definitely had gone viral for our cluster lashes. So I'm very proud of that. We sold out of our clusters like over 20 times. Like there was a point where I couldn't like keep them in stock. Like each time I would order more and more, and it would keep selling out.
That's amazing.
And I was like, is it me like managing the inventory bad? But I was like, I swear I'm like ordering way more.
Yeah.
And
it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. So that I'm really proud about. And now I would say we're just like we're pretty much known for our clusters now. We do have a lot of traffic still for our strip lashes, but I definitely think like people come for the clusters.
Yeah. And I started seeing like a lot of like big influencers wearing them.
Yeah.
So did you get in contact with them, or are they just like makeup artist friends, or just?
So funny enough, we've had people DM us, and like I've like reached out to a ton of people, and then people on my team have reached out too. I have Vivian, who actually works to just do like relationships and partnerships and social. So she'll reach out to like influencers, makeup artists, celebrities, and usually a lot of them do respond, but there has been some like big makeup artists and they like don't respond, like their agents don't respond, or like their emails, everything just like gets lost because I'm sure everyone's trying to gift them everything.
Yeah.
And we've actually had a few of them DM us like on a random day. They're just like, hey, like they'll send like a photo from our Instagram or something, be like, hey, these lashes look really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then so you're
be
just like,
what's your address?
Yeah.
Like I will send you all of them.
Yeah.
So it's been a little bit of both, but we do definitely work really hard for like our influencer marketing. Like we message a lot of people.
Would you say that's like kind of the most important part of like trying to grow, or?
I would say it really depends. Like everything is every brand is a little bit different. I would say for us, the most important was definitely the content, like making a lot of like videos, posting on TikTok often, and then gifting, and then having those influencers make videos and post.
Right.
Because I find for beauty, it's like you wanna see people wearing it, and everyone like has a select few influencers or people that they like love their style or makeup or hair, lifestyle, whatever it is. And it's really nice when you get to like see a product that maybe you've seen online, but you're like, I don't know how this is gonna look on.
Yeah.
Or I want like a genuine opinion from someone that like I trust or I look up to. So it's definitely a mixture of everything, but influencer marketing I think really works well for beauty, clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. What would you say are some of like the biggest struggles that you've been through?
So we have like I have a really good story.
I want to hear it.
Yeah. So when I first started, when I was first like sampling, I was like messaging a ton of manufacturers, and certain manufacturers like have like different MOQs. So some people are like, you need to make a minimum of 1,000 of each style, 10,000 of each style. And I like came across this manufacturer, and they were like responding super quickly. They were communicating well. The price points were good. They had no MOQs.
No MOQs. That's not a red flag.
Everything was like perfect.
Yeah.
And I think because I was just so eager, I was like, okay, like everything's just working out. Like the price point is good. I'm allowed to do like how many styles or how little styles as I want. They're responding really fast. Like, this is good. I was just very eager, and we go about back and forth sampling. We end up doing our production run with them. So my very, very first production run, all of my own money, like thousands of dollars. I was like, yes, we're going to do this. The month that the goods were supposed to come rolls around, and I'm like messaging, being like, hey, like, can I have like the tracking details to see like where this package is and stuff? Like, did you guys ship it? This and that. No response.
Oh my God.
Ghosted. So like no response for like 4 months. Didn't see any of the products. Like every month would go by, and I'd just be sitting there like,
oh my God.
And they actually did end up showing up. They showed up like 5 months later.
Okay, but at least they showed up.
Yeah, they did show up, but it was a blessing in disguise because the packaging was like completely different than what it is now. And I'm glad it didn't show up, because in that like 5-month time frame of when I was just waiting, I was like, you know what? There were certain things I didn't like about it. So let me just like, I didn't want to give up. I was like, I'm just going to restart.
Right.
So I was like, it's not coming. It was a loss. I'm just going to have to like live with that and keep it moving. So I already started to like make new packaging, make a new logo, and like I kept some of the styles, but I took out some of them.
Yeah.
So I made like 3 new styles, or replaced 3 new styles, and they came, and it was funny because like it was like half and half, where like some of my friends were like, I think you should just sell it because it's here. And then the other half was like, what you have now, like the idea you have now is way better. I ended up not selling the original bulk of stuff that I ordered, and I just like restarted. And yeah, the packaging, like the ombre, the logo, everything that we have now is what it was the second time around.
Right.
But the first time around was like completely different. And yeah.
So what did you do with all of it?
So the styles that we kept, I ended up just ordering the new boxes, like doing our custom packaging. And then I just honestly sat there and took out every lash and put it in the new box. And then the other styles, like the other 3, I think we launched with 6 styles. So 3 we kept on from the original, the other 3 we didn't. And I just had them like ship them with the lashes in the boxes.
Yeah.
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 But the boxes, they're actually really cute. They just like weren't great for the environment. And like looking back, the logo was just not cute. It was not it. But I have an idea, because they were like those, it was like the acrylic boxes. And there was like an ombre on it. And it honestly looked really cute. I kept all of the boxes because I'm like, maybe I can like put them somewhere later on.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the process, right? Yeah. I mean, I started
They're just in the garage right now.
Yeah. No, like I started a clothing company during the pandemic.
Yeah.
It went nowhere. So I'm not plugging anything. But I know how hard it is to like start your own brand and like get the manufacturing process, whatever, like getting all the samples. It was like so much work, especially if you have to do it all on your own.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, you just like, you never know.
Yeah.
Like things could sound perfect, and I just think that like, I just feel like if you're gonna do something, you just have to really wanna be like, follow through with it and just be passionate, because like there's gonna be a lot of times that like it just doesn't work out how you think it is.
Yeah. But after that, like, would you say it's like pretty smooth sailing? Yeah,
smooth sailing. We did have a few, something's always going to happen. Like from what I learned, it's just like, it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
So we've had like a few shipments, like large shipments have water damage. So we've had like boxes come just like soaked. So we've had to just reorder, wait longer, or this and that, make it work.
Yeah.
So something is always bound to happen. I feel like it's just a part of it, but I think it just makes you like quicker on your feet and like problem solve. Yeah.
And now you have like a team of, you said it's 3 of you guys,
yeah.
right?
So 3 of us, and then I have a fulfillment center that ships products for us. Yeah.
And so I guess like you're like a leader, obviously, in terms of leading your company. Like, would you say those kind of skills came naturally to you?
Yeah, I would say it came natural. I've honestly, like, my personality, I definitely am. I like to like lead things, but I am also very nice at the same time. So I definitely had to learn like a middle ground. Like sometimes, like in the beginning, if I've gone through like interns and like multiple people that have worked for me, and I've definitely been like really nice in the beginning, where if like they couldn't do something or if something was like late, I'd be like, it's okay, like no worries, this and that. Even though I was really stressed out.
Yeah.
So I definitely learned now to just like have better boundaries and just like communicate better. And I think I like have it down now, but I'm getting better. I feel like as you just keep growing, as I also get older, I feel like I communicate better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as an Asian female entrepreneur, would you say that you've ever faced any sort of like challenges in that aspect?
I think just like as a female entrepreneur, you definitely have a lot of times where like people don't take you very seriously. I think also like being a makeup artist and coming from that background, it's kind of a stereotype that like girls or just people that are into doing beauty related jobs are, you know, not the smartest or not this or not that. So I feel like in the beginning, I definitely would say people didn't take me very seriously. I think now the tone's definitely changed, but we have like a very good community on TikTok. And I feel like even though it's like not the largest community, I really feel like really supported by like everyone that shops with us and our customers. Like they give us such good feedback, and we have like a lot of customers that repeat buy. Like the percentage is really high, and I don't know, I just feel like there's going to be people that don't support you and there's going to be people that really support you, and you just have to like focus on that. But I think it is like common that female entrepreneurs in the beginning when they're starting like their beauty brands or their clothing brands or this and that people are gonna be like, oh, you're like starting, you know, a little like lash business or a swimwear business or like clothing business. And when they see everything take off, then they're like, oh, okay, like it's legit.
Yeah. So how do you deal with the judgment, or are you just kind of?
I feel like I just brush it off. There's like a lot of positive to look at, like all the different reviews people are leaving, or like what people are saying about the brand, or just like even just everyday like positive things. So I just try not to focus. Not everyone's gonna like you. It's never gonna happen. So just keep it moving.
Yeah. So even like in the beginning when you were starting, did you feel any sort of like, were you worried about how people would view
I
your
think
business?
I really put a lot of work into making sure everything looked really good, like branding wise. Our photo shoots and like the packaging, the websites, how the pictures ended up looking. Like I took a lot of time to make sure those things were done to my best ability. And I think we got good feedback just because of how everything looked very like well-rounded.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes, I'm sure people were like, I wonder like if that's gonna like make money, or I wonder if like that's gonna go anywhere. But for the most part, we did have good feedback in terms of like the branding looked very good and things like looked
Legit.
really, yeah, they looked legit and things looked really like well thought out. Yeah.
Cool. Oh yeah. So do you still do makeup now?
Yeah. So I still do makeup. I just do it less. Like I have like a select few clients that I'll do it for.
Right.
And
can you talk about a few of your clients?
Yeah. So I work with Maitreyi, and she starred on Never Have I Ever. And we met 5 years ago.
Okay.
And 5 or 6 years ago.
So was this before she
when she was first starting out. So like
Okay.
season 1.
Okay.
We met on a shoot here in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
and she has like such a good team, and we all just got along. And like from then, they kind of just kept me on. It's funny because I started doing her hair first,
Oh, really?
and I don't
So
do.
you do. I was gonna say
I
you
don't
do hair.
Like I can do hair, but I don't ever claim that I am a hairstylist.
Right.
I don't love it, so I also like don't advertise that I could do it.
So how did that happen?
It was like I just got a DM from the photographer that was doing the shoot with her,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like very last minute. She had her own person doing makeup,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Oh, like there's no one to do hair, so do you want to come? Like it's tomorrow, just like come. It'll be like 2-3 hours."
Yeah.
And I didn't like watch the show at the time, so I didn't know who she was, but I was like, I'll come. Like the rate was decent. I was like, yeah, I'll come.
Yeah.
I'm only doing hair. It's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what does she want? She just wanted like natural waves. And I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. So I was like, easy, I could do that. So I went, and we ended up getting along, and she kept hiring me back for her hair.
Oh, wow.
And
You're like, damn.
I like never wanted to say like I like don't actually
Mhm.
do hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because now one of my good friends, Priya, she does her hair, and then I do her makeup.
Oh.
And it's funny because looking back, I'm like, I just can't even believe that you like let me do your hair when I like see how good her hair looks when Priya does it.
Oh.
So yeah, from then eventually I was like, hey, like I also do makeup.
While you're doing her hair, just curling
Just
it.
like-
Like, I also do makeup.
Yeah, I'm like, I also do makeup. So if you like want me to do it. And then eventually one day she was like, okay, you can do my makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And she loved it. And then Priya came here from Vancouver, and I was like, I have the perfect person to do your hair, and I can do your makeup. So we're kind of like her glam team for Toronto and anything in like LA and New York.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go with her to certain things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like that was definitely a dream of mine, to like work with a celebrity and like be like a personal for a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm being honest, like I can't do it as much as I'd like to, just because like I probably can't take on many other clients,
Yeah.
just because running the business, it's like a full-time thing in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, how are your hours like running?
There's like no like real hours.
Yeah.
So there's days where it's like I work for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
There's days where things are a little bit more chill, or I've like done a bulk of things maybe the day before, and I can work for like 5 hours.
Mm.
But there's no,
Like every day is different.
every day is different, but every day is work.
Yeah.
So like even I like make my own days off, but there's no like actual set days.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to make sure like Sundays are kind of like a reset day where I just like hang out with my friends, do my laundry, just chill.
Yeah.
But it's not like guaranteed. Like let's say it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Mm-hmm.
That is really stressful in itself, and it's such an important time for e-commerce that
Yeah.
I'm probably working like that entire time.
Right.
Yeah, like every single day.
So how do you like maintain that work-life balance? You just kind of take those Sundays off, or
I feel like I have a really good like circle of people. Everyone is very understanding. Everyone also works really hard.
mm-hmm.
So I feel like I just make it work. Like
Mhm.
I really, really like enjoy what I do. So I don't ever feel, I don't know, I just don't feel like I
overwhelmed.
hate this, or like I need to like not, I really don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It makes me really happy to like look at like every side of the business. Like I like looking at the data. I like looking at the front end. I like working on the social media part of things, or like, creating content.
Mhm.
I definitely have like my moments where I'm like not into doing certain things, or I feel like burnt out.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think like seeing how hard everyone works around me, and just like keeping like good positive people around,
Yeah.
they like really help reinforce like a good balance between things.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I actually do want to ask, like, so with your circle of friends, like how did you form that group of
Circle?
friends?
Yeah. I would say I have a lot of friends that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So those people have been in my life since I was a teenager, and that like hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So those people. And then I would say just like meeting different people through working as a makeup artist.
Mm.
Like Priya, I met in makeup school. And then a few of my other best friends are also makeup artists, hairstylists. And then some of the friends I met through them.
Right.
So it's kind of like their childhood friends are now my friends too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like how my circle came about. I think like everyone kind of like is in an alike world.
Yeah.
And even if they're not, that's totally fine. Like I have friends growing up that don't do anything beauty related,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just like good people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very important to keep like a solid group of people.
Yeah.
Because it can really make or break you.
I really believe that you are like the 5 people that are around you.
Yeah.
Like
I used to not think that,
Yeah.
but I feel like the older I get, yeah, there are people that have like I've fallen out with. And I'm like, there's definitely a reason why, because like the interests just aren't aligning anymore.
I think every time like someone enters or leaves your life is just for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a part of me that's always sometimes like holds on, like, oh my God, I don't want to let that person go.
Yeah.
But I think like maybe like the older you get, the more you realize.
People change too though. Like I feel like especially from like 20 to like 30, it's such a big chunk of time, number one. But two, like there's so many different things that go on.
Yeah. So many
like,
stages.
Yeah. Sometimes people are like figuring out like what they want to do. So they might be a little less available, or sometimes depending on like relationships or different things, people might be in a different headspace. But yeah, I think like as long as like everyone has good intentions and they're like good people. Yeah, I feel like it's important to like keep that around. And healthy people.
Healthy, like physically healthy?
Yeah, like healthy mindset. And like one of my best friends, she goes to the gym like every day. She's like very on top every day. She's very on top of like her health, nutrition. She's like very up to date with like everything supplement wise, everything. Like she like really is passionate about that. And being close with her helps me because I might not be sitting down researching supplements or this and that.
Yeah.
But she's like letting me know, you should take this, or this is good, or you should do this, or I heard doing this exercise isn't as good as this.
So do you go to the gym every day?
Not every day, but I'm definitely a Pilates girl.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's become the thing. Like everyone's doing Pilates.
Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't like look like a hard workout when you're like looking at it.
I'm sure it is.
But when you're doing it, it's a really good workout.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm stronger, I'm more flexible. It's also like nice to like, I like work out better in classes. So it's nice to like be in a class with other women.
Yeah.
If they're going through it, I'm going through it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like what's kind of like your self-care then?
I would say now, if I don't work out often, I would say I try to go like 4 times a week.
Oh, that's pretty good.
But if I don't, I feel it.
Like, oh, really?
Something feels, I don't know, I feel more anxious, or I feel more overwhelmed. Like I'm more easily overwhelmed. So that I would say like I really like my like wind down time too. So like just like hanging out with my dog at home.
Oh,
my
what
boyfriend,
kind of dog do you have?
Maltese poodle.
Oh.
Okay, well he's a Maltese poodle, but I'm like looking at photos lately and I think he might be a Maltese dachshund, like a half wiener dog.
Oh, wait. So like
I didn't get him from a breeder.
Okay.
So I don't like actually know. Like they were like, this is the photo of his parents, but the photo looked like it was like from 1996. So I was like, I don't think these are his parents.
Oh my God. They just grabbed some like random photo from Google.
He's definitely a Maltese. But lately I'm just like been researching different things. And I'm like, every time I type in like Moxie, which is like a Maltese dachshund, that's what the mix is called, it looks like him. So anyways, he's a little dog.
Yeah.
And he's like very cuddly. And I think part of my self-care is like just like having like downtime with like my friends and stuff. And then obviously just like doing fun stuff. But yeah, I'm not a big partier. So I don't think I don't really need to do that. But I do love like having fun, like dancing and like being with my friends.
Yeah. So you're more of like a stay-at-home type of person, or would you still?
In the summer, I feel like I go out a little bit more. Or I just like want to do stuff. Like I want to just like go sit outside just because it's nice out.
Yeah.
Winter time, I'm definitely like a homebody. Like the second it gets cold, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I stay in. But yeah, working out has definitely really helped my like mental health and just like this general like self pampering things, like making sure I like have time to like take care of like my skin and everything.
Yeah.
Skincare
How
routine.
important is skincare?
Yeah, so important.
Yeah. Because that's like the base, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about your skincare routine?
I don't have a very extensive routine.
Yeah.
Like I use 4 products and I've been using like those same products like for a long time. Recently though, I started using like more chemical peels or like active acids. So I think that's really helped like the texture of my skin. But I've also started to like invest in like doing more facials and stuff. So
do you think that you've seen like a difference with doing facials? Because
no, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I also think like when you find a good facialist, like stick with them because your skin changes quite slowly. So I feel like you don't really know what's gonna work or what doesn't work. And I feel like I found a good one. Her name's Vuong Beauty.
That's who I go to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Diana.
gosh. Is she not amazing?
Yeah. And I have like actually all my skincare is her.
Yeah, I just feel like she really like she really cares about like the ingredients and like she knows skin very well. So her facials have been a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get like the, what do you call it? I don't remember what you call
When
it.
she like sticks her fingers.
Yeah. And then she like massages your your mouth.
I don't know. It's sculpting, but there's like a name for it.
There's a
but
name.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because I have TMJ.
Yeah.
Just like it really helps.
Yeah. I feel like every time I get a facial, I like look like I got a facelift. Like I leave.
No,
and
it's
I'm
true.
Like,
yeah. Because she really.
I'm like, I could look like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Beauty.
Definitely, I would say facials. If like you want to like start having that and making that investment, I feel like down the line it does help. And just like sticking to like a good clean skincare routine. But I don't think you need a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you
so
need
either.
like 10 steps. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hear about some of your goals moving forward with Emboss.
For Emboss, I think I really want to focus on scaling the business. I think this year will be our highest in sales than ever before. And I just want to like keep maintaining the growth and start growing the team. In the future, I really want to have a pop-up. So that's something I'm working on now. And we are working on a few collaborations. So we might see like Emboss collaborating with other creators or makeup artists in the future. So I'm really excited for all of those things.
Yeah.
And for personal growth, I think I just want to travel a little bit more. I think I'm at a point with my business now where I could start to like work from other places.
Yeah.
I've never like lived anywhere else. So it's definitely on my bucket list to like live in another place for a few months or something.
Where would you want to go?
I don't know. I'm open to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just something with good weather.
Okay.
Yeah. Sun.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of great places.
There's
with good
so
weather.
many like beautiful places.
Yeah. Have you actually, sorry.
I think I'll start off with something where like the time zone's not too far off so I could still like work.
Yeah.
But I think
So
as
not
I get
Asia.
used to it. Yeah. I would love to like live in like Japan or something, but
Yeah.
yeah, the time difference is quite large. I've never gone and I really, really want to go there. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe if I go, I'm like, this is it.
Have you been to Vietnam?
Mm-mm.
No?
No.
Oh my God.
No, I've never been. So it's definitely on my bucket list too. Probably coming 2024.
Yeah.
My family and I, we like made plans to go.
Like, have you bought the tickets yet or?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But they haven't gone back either
Like, since you were born?
since they came here.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
probably like changed so much.
Definitely. And I feel like they're really excited to go, but like weird enough they like don't like I feel like I'm pushing to go.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
I guess
let's
like
go.
they've made this their home, right?
Yeah.
So Yeah.
But I think it'll just be like so fun. I feel like going to the motherland is different.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard such good things.
Yeah. The food's awesome.
The food, like how everything, like they have like some of the nicest like beaches and like areas. Yeah.
Yeah. It is really hot there though.
Yeah.
Do you have any mottos that you live by?
Mottos. I'm not like a big quote person, but I do believe in like manifesting the life that you want, but like manifesting in the sense of like not just like thinking and saying things. I think you really have to like put in the work.
Right.
I think there are a lot of people that like maybe just like say like I want this and I want this. Like you have to actually like do the work to like get to those points.
Yeah.
And
I manifested you to come today.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think I definitely did.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm
I
like,
actually, you want to know something so crazy? I was actually like, I kind of want to do a podcast.
yeah.
I was like thinking that.
Yeah.
And I was like, maybe somebody will ask me or something. And I was like, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Wait, how long
We
ago was that?
manifested each other.
Yeah.
I think it was at the beginning of the year. Like when I was like thinking about like the goals
Yeah.
of this year, one of the things I wanted to do was be on a podcast. So
Wow.
we manifested each other.
Yeah, because I bought your lashes, I think last year, and then I've been like following you,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh my god, this girl's like so gorgeous. Like, and then I'm
Thank
like,
you.
like I want her on my
Yeah.
podcast because you're from Toronto too. So yeah,
Yeah. And then just like, yeah, I think just like keep your circle good. Just like do things that make you happy and have good energy,
yeah.
good vibes.
I'll end it off with a quick game of this or that.
Okay.
Okay, so natural or bold makeup?
Honestly, I like both, but I'm definitely in my natural era, so natural.
Okay. This is kind of similar, but daytime or nighttime makeup? Is there even a difference? Like, do you think you kind of switch it up for daytime versus nighttime?
Well, like daytime, for instance, I feel like most of the time, daytime is like very, very natural. Like I might not even like do lashes in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe night, but like a soft glam night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of already answered this, but would you rather have a night out dancing or a cozy night in with movie?
Oh my God, I like both. In the summer, like when the weather's good, dancing.
Yeah.
When it's cold, movie.
Are you dancing at a club or are you just
Anywhere.
just in the park?
I'm not
dancing?
even a big drinker. Like the funny thing is like I feel like I look like I'm drinking when I'm going to these places. I mean, it makes sense. You're like at a club or at a party.
Yeah, yeah.
But like 99% of the time I'm sober and I'm just dancing.
That's
So
awesome.
I just like to dance.
That's good.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So,
yeah, I've really
anywhere,
cut down on
club,
yeah.
party.
Yeah, I've cut down on drinking too because it's just not good for your body.
I think I'm allergic to it. Like I get so red.
Oh, okay.
and-
That happens to a lot of Asians,
Yeah,
though.
I definitely
Asian
I
glow.
don't have the gene
Yeah.
that carries alcohol well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so both.
Okay. Are you a morning or a night owl?
Night owl.
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
So what time do you sleep?
I can't sleep like earlier than 1 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not that bad though.
Yeah.
I
But
think-
like even if I'm exhausted, I'll sleep past midnight.
okay.
Like I don't remember a time that I slept at like 10 p.m.
So what time do you wake up?
My alarm goes off around like 9.
Oh, that's like
yeah.
that's pretty early.
Is it?
I think so.
I feel like I usually sleep from 2 to like 9. I don't, the thing is, because I'm not a morning person, the alarm goes off at 9, but I don't get up at 9.
Yeah. I mean, you get to make your own schedule, so you can
Yeah.
get up whenever you want. You can-
I guess it works in my favor that I'm a little bit of a night owl because like a lot of the communication back and forth with manufacturers is at night
right, right.
because of the time difference.
Yeah.
But I've just always been like,
Yeah. I feel like people who are morning people are just liars. Like, there's no
no,
way.
like my boyfriend is a morning person
Is
and he is like up and at it in the morning.
What? No.
And like I don't know. He like he like wants to do like the most difficult, like challenging things in the morning because he thinks better.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean by challenging
Like
things?
if he has like like he has like things to do for work, he'll pick like the hardest thing to do
wow.
right in the morning because he works better that way.
That's very
So,
inspirational. I can't do
could
that.
not be me.
Yeah.
could not be me.
Could not do that,
Yeah.
but good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, last one. Beaches or mountains? I think you
Beaches.
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love beaches.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We don't have amazing ones here, but
We don't have any beaches here. we we have Woodbine Beach, which is not a beach.
Yeah, so, but I love beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can appreciate a really good beach because we don't have them here.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much, Julia, for coming on. I really appreciate.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.